Twitter rival gets banned from promoting themselves on Twitter. Is Elon Musk really all about the freedom he's talking about? All right, everyone, welcome back. We are going to, I was super excited on Friday when I read this, right? I mean, this sounded great. All of a sudden, we're going to, there's going to be an open source, alternative to Twitter where people can code their own clients. I mean, this sounds fantastic, right? Right? Well, already the battle has begun. Remember this tweet? Right? October 27th, the bird is freed. What does that mean to you, right? See, so right away it conjures up all these ideas. Oh my gosh, he's just going to let anything fly. There's going to be no censorship. It's fantastic. Don't forget about people's incentives and don't forget about their egos, okay? We are all humans. We're all humans. So let's not pretend like Elon is not a human. So obviously, right? We were all excited. The bird was freed. And then boom, last week, December 15th, we get this announcement. Jack Dorsey provides 14 Bitcoin grant to open source distributed communication protocol Nostr, which we covered in our weekly episode that we dropped on Monday morning. Just a quick overview for the, I'm sure there's some people who didn't go and check that episode. So here we go. Nostr aims to be the simplest open protocol to be able to create censorship-resistant global social network once and for all. That sounds like a Twitter killer. It doesn't rely on any trusted central server, hence it is resilient, based on cryptographic keys and signatures, so it is tamper-proof and does not rely on P2P techniques, therefore it works. Okay, so we were all excited, everyone was happy. Hey, there's going to be an open source solution rivaling Twitter. For the people who don't know kind of what's been going on in the environment, okay, so look. So as of right now, in terms of this social media space like Twitter, these are the other options that you have besides Twitter. You have Parler, you have Gab, you have Mastodon. And to be perfectly honest, these are not bad platforms per se, but they don't have the network effect that Twitter has built up, number one. Number two, they don't have the user experience down as well as Twitter does. So the reality is that every single time somebody says, that's it, we're done, we're leaving Twitter, we're going to insert name of irrelevant platform that nobody uses. And people get excited, right? People get excited. They're like, yeah, that's it. Fuck Twitter. We're going to this other thing. And then you go and you try to use this other thing and you're like, you know what? I'm done. And then you end up coming back to Twitter. So Nostr sounds like it may be good. Nostr sounds like it's going to open up the space so that people who can create those desirable user experiences will get an opportunity to, and they'll be able to do it on an open protocol. Anyways, okay, I'm done with my little rant. Let's continue on here. So why am I talking about this? What happened this weekend? Well, all of a sudden we start to see stuff like this. So Fiat Jaff is one of the designers, right? He's one of the coders for Nostr, one of the people who helped create it. And take a look at this. Promotion of alternative social platforms policy. That's right, because at the end of the day, Elon can say that the bird is free. But it ain't freaking free. It's a corporation. It's a company. And Elon is the CEO. So this is bullshit. Okay? Complete and utter bullshit. Now we've got this tweet from fellow Bitcoiner and memer at @re_tweet. I find it strange that Nostr was included in this list. It's a niche thing with very little following compared to other platforms. Seems targeted. Specifically, and this is from Twitter support, specifically, we will remove accounts created solely for the purpose of promoting other social platforms and content that contains links or usernames for the following platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Mastodon, Truth Social, Tribble, Nostr, and Post. So again, shout out to No Bullshit Bitcoin, right? We're going to go back to them. They did a great job. Again, Fantastic summaries, guys. You know, if you don't have time to check all these different news outlets and you just want to see what's going on, No Bullshit Bitcoin is an absolutely fantastic Telegram group. They also have a Twitter account, so you can follow them everywhere. I mean, look, you can see it right up here at the top of the screen, right? Telegram, fully searchable archive, Twitter. They've got an RSS feed if you want to do that. You could even have it incorporated into your website, you know, so that you can constantly be streaming like the news that they come out with. Anyways, the point here, let's dive into it. Twitter will restrict promotion of prohibited third-party social media platforms. Link aggregators Linktree and link.bio are also prohibited. Accounts that primarily promote content on other social platforms may be suspended. What? How do they know that you're primarily promoting content on other platforms? Well, the only way that I know of is that they start monitoring you. Who's being monitored? Why are they being monitored? What are the criteria for monitoring these people? All right, let's continue. Attempts to bypass these restrictions, such as URL cloaking or plain text obfuscation, are also prohibited. This includes sharing screenshots or spelling out dot in a social media platform name to avoid URL creation. So look, do I think that this is a good thing that Elon is doing this? Yeah, I do. I do think it's a good thing. Elon effectively is going to make Twitter obsolete. And it is a good thing because the reality is that our media and our town halls are heavily coerced. When we talk about these social platforms, they are heavily coerced. They're filled with rules. And again, you know, it's I may not agree, right? Like a lot of us, like we may not agree with the type of stuff we see, but we need to understand how important censorship resistance is. So this Noster project, I really hope that, because I'm not a coder, so I'm not going to pretend like, you know, I'm going to show up and, you know, write some amazing client software. I'm not. But I hope that the people who are capable and that choose to take the time to do it, and that we end up with a proper once and for all open source platform that anyone can post whatever it is that they want, okay? And that anybody can join or leave that social network whenever they desire. That is absolutely the way it should work, okay? We are not always going to agree or accept what everyone says. But the conversation has to happen. The conversation is what is most important. If you look at a history of censorship, if you take a look at, first of all, if you take a look at populations where censorship was the main ingredient in keeping everyone together, it's extremely dangerous. And the problem is that it invites this totalitarian behavior that essentially creates dictatorships. And unfortunately, what happens is that once we get to that point where everything is being censored, well, not everything is being censored, but once we get to that point where the censorship machine is just putting out fires left and right, what makes you think that you're not going to be censored? What makes you think, like, a lot of times when we look at these situations, we see it from outside of ourselves. Oh yeah, well, yeah, I wouldn't let that messaging go through either. But what happens when it's your messaging that somehow is deemed offensive or inappropriate, and then you're censored? This is why it's so incredibly important. And you know what? These psychotic, ignorant people that think it's fine to censor, they are just not thinking into the future. They are not looking 10 steps ahead. The 10 steps ahead that they see is them always in power. That's exactly what they see. So to summarize this, going back to all this, yeah, Twitter's a company, okay? If they decide that they don't want to allow Noster, if they want to make up all the arbitrary rules that they want, by all means, make all the arbitrary rules that you want. But when that company disappears and Twitter is no longer the town hall and it is disrupted by a proper open source platform that anyone can join or leave whenever they want, and there is no censorship, there we go. We win. And that's exactly what we're looking for. So you know what? Too bad, Twitter. Elon, you just say words, my dude. Saying that the bird is freed and then sitting and then making up this ridiculousness about deciding all of a sudden. So it's funny, right? All these other platforms were able to advertise up until Nostr came along. Once Nostr came along, there was no more advertising that was allowed. That's it. Now we need to put rules in place. You just got called on your shit. We can see that you are not about freedom. And you know what? It's only a matter of time before Twitter goes bye-bye.